So battery, it is known as that the electrical current can easily flow through metallic conductors. Current can also flow through the same liquids called electrolytes. Okay, so generally batteries are used when power supply is not available. Okay, so in the mobiles, generally nowadays are using in the mobiles the batteries are lithium-ion batteries. Okay, when current passes through the electrolyte solution, chemical action occurs and produces chemical charges. Okay, thus in this process of electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. The battery principle of battery is nothing but so the process of electrical energy is converted into chemical energy and chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, this device which is converting chemical energy into electrical energy is called electrical cell. Understood? So inside of the battery, this is the principle. Chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. It's called electrical cells. So then, what is in the cells and what is in the battery? So we have to cells. Cells means the smallest element of battery is a cell. The smallest element of battery is called as a cell. A cell is defined as the source of EMF in which the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. It's clear. In which the EMF of in which source of EMF in which chemical energy is converted to electrical, chemical to electrical. Okay, a cell consisting of two metal plates, different materials. These plates are immersed in a suitable solution. The value of EMF is produced by cells based upon material used for the plates of electrodes and type of electrolyte. Okay, material used for plates of or electrodes, so that is called anode and cathode and type of electrolyte. Okay, and this is about the cells. And then coming to the battery. Okay, so battery is nothing but a group of cells. Battery is called as a group of cells is called as a battery. Group of cells is called as a battery. Okay, a battery is a group of cells depending on voltage and current requirements. These cells are suitably connected in series and parallel configurations. Depending upon voltage and current requirements, these are the number of cells are connected in series and parallel. So if you are connecting the more number of series cells are connected in series parallel, the battery capacity is increased. Okay, batteries absorb the electrical energy at the time of charging and release it at the time of discharging. Am I right? The batteries are absorb the electrical energy at the time of charging and release it at the time of discharging. The batteries gives the out electrical energy due to chemical reaction taking place. Inside of the batteries, there is a chemical reaction takes place while discharging. During the charging process, the battery chemical changes takes place and which absorb the energy. Understood? The batteries gives out electrical energy due to chemical reaction taking and while discharging. Okay, during charging process, the battery's chemical energy takes place while absorbing the energy. Okay, so the entire resistance of encountered by a current as if it flows through a battery from the negative terminal to the positive terminal is known as internal resistance of the battery. Okay, what is meant by internal resistance of the battery means the entire resistance encountered by a current if it flows through a battery from the negative terminal to the positive terminal is known as internal resistance of the battery. Okay, so this is called a battery representation. So this is represented an ideal representation of the battery. So internal resistance of the battery is 0. Okay, this is called ideal voltage source. This is acting as ideal voltage source. The battery EMF is called E. Okay, and is having practical batteries are like this. The practical battery representer is having some internal resistance that is connected in series with the resistance. Okay, in series with the EMF. And this is called terminal voltage VT. The terminal voltage of this battery VT is nothing but E minus I into R. This voltage minus voltage drop across the internal resistance is nothing but terminal voltage. So that means E is equal to P plus VT plus I into R. This EMF induced E is equal to VT with this voltage plus this voltage is called this. Otherwise, E minus EMF induced in the battery is E minus E into R is called terminal voltage VT. Then this is called RL is called load resistance. This is called load. The battery is discharging through the load. So like this. The load may be a mobile, okay, or laptop, electronic, any type of electronic devices are okay. So this, when the RL is connected to the battery, so this is called E is equal to VT plus I into R. E is called EMF of the battery, V is called terminal voltage of the battery, I is called current delivered by the battery, and R is called internal resistance of the battery. The R is internal resistance of the battery, and I is called current delivered by the battery. And the E is called EMF, electromagnetic motive force, okay, of the battery. So like this, so these are the different types of batteries concept, and then classification of cells. Okay, the cells are classified into two categories. That is called primary cells and secondary cells. And the cells are classified into two types. So that is called primary cells and secondary cells. The primary cells, so in chemical action taking place in primary cells in irreversible. Okay, in primary cells, the primary cells chemical action taking place in the primary cells in irreversible. Okay, that is called permanent. The chemical reactions are irreversible. That means the only one action takes place. Once complete this batteries, this type of cells are discharging. Okay, and again to charging of these cells are not possible. Once the discharge is completed, okay, again charging of this type of cells are not possible. That type of cells are called primary cells. Okay, chemical action taking place in the primary cells is irreversible. That is called permanent. Only one-way reactions. Okay, so two-way reactions are not possible in primary cells. Hence, once the terminal voltage goes down, we have to replace the primary cell by a new one. Okay, so again, the charging of this cell is not possible. We have to replace the primary cell by a new one. Okay, the energy producing capacity of primary cells is limited. Okay, examples of dry cell, alkaline cell, mercury cell, zinc chloride cell, etc. And then secondary cell, okay, secondary cells are also called as a storage cells. Secondary cells are also called as a storage cells or rechargeable cells. These cells are secondary cells are called as a rechargeable cells. Once energy completely energy completely discharging, again charging is possible in secondary cells, but not in primary cells. The chemical action taking place in the secondary cells. Okay, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. The secondary cells are reversible, no permanent. That means the chemical reactions are both directions, bidirectional. Okay, reversible. Chemical actions are reversible in secondary cells. Okay, the secondary cells are reversible, no permanent. So it is possible to recharge the cell if it is in the discharged state. If it is completely discharged, and again charging is possible in secondary cells. Okay, the electrical energy is stored in the form of chemical form, and when the charging current is passed, the electrical energy is stored in the form of chemical form in batteries in cells when the charging current is passed. Secondary cells is capable of producing the large amount of energy. Examples are lead acid cell, nickel iron alkaline cells, nickel cadmium alkaline cells. Okay, so these are the different type of batteries under secondary cells. Okay, so then what is the requirement of batteries? Requirements of batteries. It should be capable of supplying the large current at constant output power. These are some requirements. It should be capable of supplying large current at constant output power. Its output voltage should be remain constant for all the load currents. Okay, its output voltage should be remains constant for all the load currents. Storage time should be as long as possible. Storage time of this batteries must be high. Okay, this is one of the requirements. Storage time should be as long as possible. The battery should be compact and occupy less space. Okay, it should be rechargeable and maintenance free, and it should be less cost effective. Should be cost effective. So these are the different types of battery requirements. Okay,